Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Voice of Diary. Today I'm going to share a very different story. This is also can be a birthday gift. It's going to be a little different. So without losing any time, let's start the story. Put on your earphones for better experience. You are listening to the Voice of Diary. I'm 28, male, work in sales, and most people who know me would say I'm the dependable one. The guy who shows up early, keeps promises, and doesn't make a scene even when things get messy. I grew up in a family where you deal with problems quietly and keep moving forward. That's probably why what happened on my birthday still sticks with me. Because the day started with a single text. It was 6:12 in the morning. My phone buzzed on the nightstand. I assumed it was one of those automatic birthday messages from a bank or a food delivery app. Instead, it was from my girlfriend. We had been together a little over 3 years. Long enough that our lives were pretty tangled together. Shared apartment lease. Shared friend circle. Even talked about marriage a few times. Her message was short. We need to break up. No explanation. No call. Just that. For a second, I thought it was a joke. My birthday had barely started. Maybe she was planning some weird prank before surprising me later in the day. So I texted back. What? A few minutes later, another message appeared. I'm serious. It's not working anymore. That was it. I stared at the screen for a long time. The night before had been normal. We watched a movie. She said she had an early morning shift and left around 10 p.m. to go back to her place because she said she needed to grab some work files. There had been no argument. No warning signs. So I called her. She declined it. I called again. Declined. Then another text came through. Please don't make this harder. Harder. I sat on the edge of the bed, trying to process it. My birthday, and I'm being dumped through a text message before sunrise. Something felt off. Not just cruel, calculated. By 8 a.m., my phone started blowing up with birthday messages from friends and coworkers. I replied with polite, thanks text while feeling like my brain was moving through fog. Around 9:30, my best friend called. Happy birthday, man. What are you doing tonight? I told him what happened. Silence. Then he said, wait, she dumped you today? Yeah. Did she say why? No. Another pause. Then he said something strange. Man, you should check her social media. I hadn't even thought of that. So I opened it, and there it was. A photo posted about 20 minutes earlier. She was at a restaurant, sitting next to a guy I recognized immediately. Her ex. The caption read, sometimes the universe brings people back when you least expect it. My stomach dropped. The comments were already rolling in. OMG, are you guys back together? Finally. About time. And the worst part? She had posted it at 9:02 a.m., meaning she had already been with him for hours while texting me that breakup message. I scrolled through the comments. One of her friends wrote, wait, weren't you still with your boyfriend yesterday? Her reply was simple. Not anymore. That was when things started to make sense. And when the anger started replacing the confusion. Around noon, she finally called me. Her voice sounded oddly calm. I figured you'd see the post eventually, she said. I asked her one question. Were you cheating on me? She hesitated. Not really. Not really. I let the silence sit there. Then she continued. We've been talking again for a few months. I just realized I still had feelings. So you decided to dump me on my birthday morning? I didn't want to ruin your day later. That sentence was almost impressive. I said, you already did. She sighed like I was being unreasonable. Look, it's just better this way. We weren't really progressing. That part was rich. Because 3 weeks earlier, she had pushed me into signing a new 12-month lease for the apartment. Her reasoning at the time? It's cheaper if both our names are on it. Guess whose name was still on that lease? Mine. Guess who had already moved most of her stuff out over the last month without me realizing? Also her. I asked her one more question. So, when were you planning to tell me? She didn't answer directly. I figured we'd sort out the apartment later. Later, meaning she had already moved on and left me with a lease and half the rent. That's when the real conflict started. Because the next week revealed something I never expected. And it turned what started as a brutal birthday breakup into something far uglier. 3 days after the breakup, The property manager emailed me. Apparently, my girlfriend had already contacted them. She told them we had broken up and that I would be taking over the entire lease. Without asking me, she also told them she would be moving out immediately, which meant the full rent, nearly $2,000 a month, would now fall entirely on me. When I called the property office, they confirmed it. Both our names were on the lease. Legally, we were both responsible for the rent, but if she stopped paying, they would still expect the full amount. And if it wasn't paid, eviction, collections, credit damage. I called her immediately. Why did you tell them I'd cover everything? Her answer came quickly. Well, you make more than me. That wasn't the agreement. Come on, she said. You'll be fine. Then she added something that made my jaw tighten. I'm starting fresh with my ex. I don't want financial drama following me. Translation. She expected me to quietly absorb the damage. That's when I realized something else. Over the previous 2 months, she had slowly stopped contributing to share expenses. Groceries, utilities, internet. At the time, she said work had cut her hours. Now it looked different. It looked planned. And that wasn't even the worst part. Because a week later, I found something inside our shared drawer that turned this breakup into a full-blown confrontation. Something that proved she hadn't just moved on. She had been setting me up. And once I understood what she had tried to do, I stopped playing nice. And that's when the whole story stopped being just a painful breakup and started looking like a carefully planned setup. Because the thing I found in that drawer wasn't just suspicious. It was something that could have ruined my life if I hadn't caught it in time. Turns out, the birthday text wasn't the worst part of her plan. Not even close. Part 2 is where things get messy and where her little fresh start begins to fall apart. So if you want to see how this situation flipped completely, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon, because trust me, you don't want to miss what happened next.